Hi, this is Taylor Rooks, and you're tuned in to Out of Bounds.
Everybody, welcome back to Out of Bounds. I'm Rashad Milligan. Today we are joined by a very, very, very special guest, all the way from Atlanta to New York, to Atlanta, New York, East Coast, West Coast, wherever you want. Taylor Rooks is in the building. Taylor, how are you doing today?
I am so happy to be here. I mean, you have great energy, so it is coming my way, which is exactly what I need in the morning. So I'm happy to be here.
Oh man, the pleasure is ours having you here and everything like that. Now, the reason why you are here, we only have a few minutes, so I had to touch on everything. International Female Ride Day is this Saturday, May 6th. Just to really deconstruct the stigma that's on women in motorsports and stuff like that. So I guess just what all enticed you to kind of work on, kind of promoting this project this year?
Yeah, so many things. I mean, one of the reasons it was one of really my favorite projects I've done is I just learned more and more as we continued throughout the process, and just learning about the community of women writers, learning about the ways that Polaris is trying to make sure women are always included and seen in very, very intentional and meaningful ways. Learning about the actual equipment, and the vehicles. It was just all really, really fun. So I stepped into the project just knowing, what they wanted to do for women and writers of color. But as I continued to do it, I just learned so many more things that made me, really excited about Polaris and also just, motorsports in general.
So is Taylor Rooks now a biker?
I mean, am I a writer? I mean, well, we can all be writers Saturday for International Female Ride Day, but I certainly was a writer when I was on the slingshot, and it was the best time. And it was me really trying something new and loving it. So I think I would say for anybody who's just, thinking about getting into the writing space, Saturday is the perfect time to just kind of dip your toe in. Because I feel like if you ride once, you're a writer. So maybe I'm a writer. I'll take it.
why is it important for Black people to try new things?
Yeah, no, that is really such a good question. I think so often we will talk about the things that we don't do, right? Like that's not a thing that we do. We don't get on them bikes. We don't be doing all that. And I think in some ways I have fallen into that trap probably in my life just because you're not seeing people do it. So you feel like that is a thing that isn't necessarily for you. But I think that, Black people have to continue to try new things because you want to broaden your horizons and broaden your interests and see what else is out there. And a lot of the times, too, like, we find so much joy and peace in anything. And I think writing is such a good outlet for that. That might be, a time that you just want to get away from everybody and get some clarity and be on the open road and ride your slingshot. Like, I think there's a lot of really good peace that comes from that Black people need a lot of the time. So I think Black people should try writing, but more importantly, should just continue to try new things, to learn about themselves and not let, the things that we see and don't see limit what we think is possible for ourselves as well.
An example of things that Black people historically don't do is Taylor Rooks skydiving.
I have never gone skydiving. I will say that I haven't necessarily thought about skydiving before. I don't know if I would. I haven't yet. I don't know. It's baby steps for me.
I'm not skydiving. I'm not skydiving. All right. So
Baby
since
steps.
we have you here, last couple minutes, I got to get these in. Bijan Robinson at number 8 when Jalen Carter's still on the board. How are you feeling about it?
I mean, well, listen, I did not go to UGA, but I am from Georgia. My whole family were Dogs fans. My sister went to UGA. So I obviously want to see every dog go first. So yeah, not a fan. But happy. I really like Robinson. I do really like Robinson.
I think he's going to be great, but it's like, when's the last time in the league, the best running back in the league led his team to the Super Bowl? And okay, I've been asking this question to everybody around Atlanta. Would you trade DeJounte Murray for Jalen Brown?
Oh my goodness, these are the hot topics now. I mean, I don't know. So I really, really like DeJounte as a person and a player. And I think that we got a peak of what Trey and DeJounte can be together in the postseason. When they were clicking, and everyone's like, okay, this is the thing that we've been waiting for. So I really enjoy having him as a Hawk. My thing with Jalen Brown is I think Jalen is going to want to be at a place, and I'm not saying that's not Boston. I think he enjoys Boston. I think obviously they're a fantastic team. Jason Tatum's incredibly talented, so is Jalen. But you always wonder, okay, is it always going to be just this duo? And so now I'm like, say in this world it was DeJounte for Jalen. Do I see Jalen and Trey? Like, I don't know. But I want to give DeJounte and Trey one more year to really show us what they can do in the regular season. It was a little rushed, but we got a glimpse. So we'll see. I'm hopeful.
I respect it. All right. Man, I didn't expect the flip. I think I'm gonna go.
Jalen's gonna be very expensive.
Yeah, I mean because you like it's so many Hawks fans, DeAndre Hunter and John. Then Boston's not gonna take that. I mean, respect to Dre and JC. Boston's not gonna take that. It is gonna take DeJounte Murray to get Jaylen Brown. So I'm like, are you willing to do that? Everybody wants Jaylen Brown, but no one wants to give up who they want to give up.
Yeah, well, I mean, he'll be able to make his decisions. So Jalen will. So we'll see.
Right. I think Jalen is obviously kind of open to coming home, but regardless, that's besides the point. We only have you for a couple more seconds here, so I want to ask you in a way that you haven't been asked a gazillion times before, but for the young Black women who look up to you and want to do media, whether it's entertainment or news or sports. I guess just what are some words of advice that you have for them of moving through the ranks professionally? Because they're obviously in a male-dominated media space, there's so many misogynistic ways and old ways of thinking. What is some advice you can give to women of navigating that and remaining professional?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that above all else, you have to trust in your work and trust in yourself and know yourself, and just really understand that being a hard worker and putting that effort in and caring about your job and telling good stories and creating good content and all that stuff always has to be the main thing, and everything else will follow. And I think that a lot of the time it feels like such an uphill battle. You're not going to be exactly where you want, but so much of it really is just putting your head down and doing the thing that you love, and all things will happen in the time that they're supposed to. But obviously I want there to be more Black women in the space, and I mean in front of the camera, behind the camera. I think that we enhance sports so much, that the more of us that are in it, the better stories that will get told. But I never want, the hardships of the journey, like, to be the thing that detracts a woman from wanting to do it, specifically a Black woman. So I would just say to really trust yourself and trust your work, and keep that in the front, and everything will follow.
And Taylor, to wrap up, I do want to give you your flowers publicly because I don't know if people really know. Me being in the space for a while, being in NABJ, I've seen it firsthand. How many of my friends and peers that you take into lunches, that mentored, took into brunches, and I know. You got to be humble. You got to do all these things. The Bible says, if you give with the left, don't let the right know. I know, but all the little advice and just taking people under your wing and mentorship and leading them and doing this and doing that, I want to give you your flowers for that. Where did that come from? Of each one teach one for you? Yeah,
well, no, I was going to say I totally do believe that each one should teach one. We have to spread our knowledge and also make sure that Black women know there are people that you can talk to and people that understand you and can relate and can impart their wisdom on you. And that's just because there were people that did that for me. And so I think that you really do have to continue that and foster those relationships, and also just, foster that next generation of Black women that are coming up. So it's something that I love doing. I love getting to know the young women. I love hearing also how media is changing, for them. At this point, I'm like, okay, I'm 30, I'm getting older, and I don't understand TikTok and other things. So listening to them talk about it is something that is really enriching for me as well. So I really enjoy speaking to the younger generation, and I'm excited about everything that's to come.
Well, Taylor, we appreciate the time so much today. Polaris celebrating women's riders. International Female Ride Day, on May 6th. That's this Saturday, everything like that. We got Gwinnett, we got the North in the building, man. We got Atlanta in the building, rolling out. Rashad Milligan out of bounds. Until next time, please take care of yourselves.
Thanks for having me.